Okay, I think I will start now because this one is being recorded, so I will send the recording video to the companies that hasn't joined. Okay. Um, all right. So first of all, thank you so much for joining today, especially you, Lynn, all the way from Malaysia, joining today to have a guide, a session for the company's Vietnamese delegation that is going to join the Hannover Messe this year. Thank you very much for joining today. And from Vina side here, we have Miss Thao, right? Miss Thao is the director of the Business Development Services Department. Um, she will be joining to, listen to Lynn and also hear the question from the companies also. And hereby we have 5 companies. We have delegation from Hanel company. We have delegation from Rikai Technology, TPP Software, NTQ Solution, and TMA Solutions. And uh, so first of all, we will have this session today so that Lynn can introduce a little bit about the how to maximize our exposure at the event. And Vinasa will have another meeting later, maybe in 1 week, 2 weeks, so that we can, guide the company for further steps, like how to register on the website and kind of things like that. So today, if the company you have question related to marketing material, marketing steps, you can ask Lynn here. And if you have question related to a visa application or how to register on the website, you can ask Vinasa later for that part. Okay. Okay. All right. So like I said, I would like to introduce Miss Lai Lin Fong, official representative for the Dutch Mass AG in Malaysia, Singapore, and Vietnam. Lin, can you say some words?
Hi everyone, my name is Lynn. It's easier to refer me as Lynn so that everybody has an easy reference to who I am. I have been representing Deutsche Messe AG in Malaysia, Singapore, and Vietnam for the last, 17 years. Vietnam, the most recent inclusion since 2018, 2019. Okay, so instead of taking too much of your time, I would like to go straight into the presentation. Now, it's just certain slides that I put together in order to also share with you how, what you might be able to see at Hannover Messe, what other additional services that are available for any company that's registered as an exhibitor, even as co-exhibitors at Hannover Messe, so that at least you have some kind of inkling what you can and cannot do when you are at Hannover Messe. All right. Okay, I need someone to let me share screen.
Sure, sure. Okay. Okay, you can share now.
Okay. All right, so everyone can see me, yeah? So Hannover Messe, as mentioned here, is happening on the 17th to 21st of April, and the theme is called Transforming Industry Together, all right? Now, the positioning, as you can see, is as such. I'm not going to elaborate too far, but it is, of course, the world's premier trade fair for industry. Hannover Messe is year after year the showcase for industrial transformation, which is also a theme that we reflect in other parts of the world, like in Singapore and also in Mexico, and soon to also transform the one in America. Okay, this year's focus is going to be looking at digitalization and sustainability, so that at least you know where we are going towards, and also for the fact that we need to be efficient in our resources, given the fact that the last year we have had problems with resources. In particular, labor force has reduced drastically in most places. And then we also have had the, what do you call it, Ukraine-Russia disagreements. So there's a lot of gas and electricity issues in this sense. So we're hoping that with this theme in mind, a lot of the things that we have to achieve as manufacturers as well as supply chain providers in the world is able to meet their demands. So why? These are the reasons for participation, from clear business objectives to community of exhibitors and visitors. There's a cross-sector concept, there's a modern exhibition ground, and perfect hygiene concept for a safe trade fair experience. To highlight, we have a large concentration of decision makers where a lot of the C-levels do come on the first 3 days of the exhibition, as well as reputable buyers that come from significant brands. You'll be able to see them later in the presentation. So this is where I'm coming to, Hannover Messe attendees. So from political to trade associations. If you recognize the first picture here, he is the current German Chancellor, Mr. Olaf Scholz, and he will be gracing the event at the opening ceremony, which is held the day before the first day of Hannover Messe, which is on the 16th of April. Now, if you have not been registered as a co-exhibitor just yet, make sure that Vinasa does do so that you can also ensure that you get your attendance ticked for the opening ceremony. I might add that this year is also partner country Indonesia, so President Joko Widodo will also be there to grace the event. Other famous, politicians include President Barack Obama. When he was the then president in 2016, he was the first American president, as well as the only American president to ever visit a huge trade show, no matter around the world. We also, of course, had Prime Minister Modi from India, when India was partner country, as well as that of Turkey. Now we have the attendees where you can see from management all the way up to intralogistics. The target groups are there from management, energy management, software and IT management. We have more than 42 attendees who are top decision makers. And then 72% of professional attendees will be planning to visit the next Hannover Messe. 1/3 of them already have concrete investment projects. So this would provide you even further talking points as to why Vinasa should have a positioning at Hannover Messe. The top goals are here for your professional visitors: innovation, suppliers, new business contacts, as well as networking and the exchange of experience and knowledge. These are the highly sought after branded attendees, as you can see from the automotive industry, from Audi all the way down to Yamaha. From the electrical and electronics industry, you can see Apple all the way down to Whirlpool. The food industry, Agar Frost all the way down to Vitacraft, including Unilever and Nestle. And we also, of course, have the process and chemical industry, which is inclusive of BASF, Bayer, Total, and Unilever. We, of course, have other brands that are not necessarily in the heavy machining side, but also who command a presence in the FMCG sector, and also furniture, including Adidas, IKEA, Ravensburger, and Puma. So I mentioned earlier, okay, that we have partner country Indonesia. So you might be wondering what this partner country Indonesia actually entails. So it is a country that they highlight for the year, and it ends the minute Hannover Messe takes place before it switches to the next partner country. I have no information as who is partner country for 2024, but for 2023, it is Indonesia, and they will be bringing about 3,000 plus square meters with a significant number of exhibitors at about 1,700 plus. This is a government-wide, political-wide agenda where the country in itself, not just companies, but also from the state as well as federal government of Indonesia will be there physically to be able to handshake, meet, discuss, and also persuade investors to come down to Indonesia to work with them. This is also evident in the fact that with Vietnam going, you would be able to do so as well by having interactions with Indonesia. Okay, so this is the slogan, Making Indonesia 4.0, and it is the central component of the technological upswing, which is also the motto of the partner country participation at Hannover Messe. So if you need further information on who's going, etc., then you can always access hannovermesse.de/partner country. Or if you already have something in mind and you would like to have direct discussions with Indonesia, please feel free to email me and I will try and see how I can get you some connections with them. So this is just something basic that I know a lot of you will ask, and it is important for you to note. It is going to take place from the 17th to 21st of April, 2023. And it will start from 0900 to 1800 hours or 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. German time. And exhibitors can enter from 7 a.m. onwards. I must add that it's better to be early rather than late, because once it touches 9 a.m., the crowd at the entrances will be back to back. So while they have a special lane for exhibitors, it is important to note that you might get delayed because of the sheer number of people who will be on the trains. So I'd rather that you turn up early rather than you turn up late. And then if, let's say, a visitor does come and then you're not there, then you have a lost opportunity. We've seen traditionally that companies, or rather visitors, do come in as early as 9 a.m. because they want to be as early as possible. And they do concentrate on the first 3 days of the exhibition. But that does not mean that the final 2 days do not have activities or business that takes place. There are companies and visitors who do attend the last 2 days because they prefer not to be part of the crowd. That would be the rush. And that's where usually more concrete discussions do take place. So this is where the pavilion location is. This is the entire fairground, as you can see. And Vinasa is here in Hall 16, pavilion location. This 16 is in digital ecosystems. Digital ecosystems here means your software, your sensors. This is generally where also Bosch, as well as SAP, as well as HP, if HP does come. And a few others that are big in the game of digital ecosystems, including Amazon Web Services, will all be there in halls 14, 15, and 16. Okay, so the pavilion location is here, where you'll be facing IGUS, Istanbul Ticaret Odasi, as well as this is the first time they're going to be doing industrial security circus with a group of large companies, and they have not listed everyone, but they expect about 300 companies to be stationed within this area. In fact, they are all dotted everywhere, so do not worry too much. You might see certain booths that are still reserved, etc., but this does not mean that it has not been leased out in the meantime. Okay, any questions so far?
I'm good.
Nope.
Yep.
All right, so let me continue. So it is also a digital platform. So long as you have already registered as a co-exhibitor or as a visitor, as an exhibitor under Vinasa, you will have this 160,000 international newsletter subscribers. So every time when an email goes out to alert people that Hannover Messe is coming, it reaches 160,000 international newsletter subscribers. It also has more than 135,000 followers in the 6 various social media platforms. We live stream on all stages. You will see that later in the presentation. And then digital features, including interactive leads and networking. Again, I will explain this later. We receive 1.3 million attendees online and offline. So which means that anybody who goes onto the digital platform, you will be able to see them generating at least some kind of contact, time spent on website, at least 1.3 million of them. Then they have top-notch media partners and influencers. We actually have about 3,000 plus journalists that cover this particular event from all over the world. And we actually get 2.4 million searches for exhibitors and products. Those looking for Industry 4.0 solutions will always come to Hannover Messe's website. Okay, now we have about 3,000 exhibitors who do network on-site. And what we mean by network on-site is because we're able to have that connection for networking via the website. This is where Vinasa is going to be placed in digital ecosystems, and the categories are as such. I'm not going to bore you with this because you can read this on your own, but just to make sure that you are in the right form, because Vinasa has indicated that you would like to be where the software people are. Okay, so this is something very relevant for all the co-exhibitors that will be there, including Vinasa. Supporting events. Now we have positioning your thought leaders, where we can do showcasing of your products and solution expertise to an audience drawn from the business, politics, and science communities. So we have either calling for papers where you can go on our onstage programs. We can do sponsorships with the framework of a thematic category, or you can even participate in the Hermes Award or other Hannover Messe awards. Now, certain ones have already closed the windows in terms of application, but it doesn't hurt to see that there are actually quite a few things that you can participate in as an exhibitor. So under the political stage, you will see Hannover Messe main stage, and then the conference stage, which is tech transfer, another one, Industry 4.0, and the last one, Energy 4.0. So Hannover Messe's main stage, this is where a lot of the target groups include managing directors or CXOs, or the C-levels in general, the government and the media. And you can see from the topic areas, there are quite a few things that will be addressed that would be suitable for you, including digitalization, sustainability, decarbonization, which is a very big topic nowadays, hydrogen and fuel cells, as well as AI and machine learning. So any one of you who are now very familiar with ChatGPT, a lot of this is being discussed also in Hannover Messe. So the tech transfer conference stage. Here you get to see from topic areas covered by Hannover Messe from the standpoint of industrial research. What do we mean by industrial research? This usually comes from research institutes, universities, colleges, even university graduates doing PhDs. They will research in depth about certain technologies and how it can be applicable to the manufacturing sector, so that it becomes more efficient, maybe address certain issues. And where this comes into play is that those who do listen in will be able to also have a better understanding. Amongst it, we are looking at the fields of automation, sensor technology, drive technology, cloud and infrastructure, etc., etc. So this one, I don't want to go too far so that at least you understand a little bit more. The visitor target groups here you can see come from companies and research institutes, so that at least we know what exactly is being requested for also from the industry. The Industry 4.0 conference stage, this is something that has been going on for the last few years. And we also see managing directors of purchasing agents from the industry in itself, not the manufacturing, not from the service provider sector, but from the manufacturing sector, which I have highlighted earlier in terms of whether it was energy, whether it was from chemicals, or whether it was from the automotive industry. And you get to see that they are looking at these areas from automation to IT security, process automation. And again, we see AI and machine learning. But do not forget, using Industry 4.0 to achieve carbon neutral production is also now a very important topic, as Germany has indicated that any company who wishes to export to the EU, or in Germany in particular, has to adhere to the ESG standards. So if you don't know what this is, maybe you'd like to do some internal research. And if you are interested to do more, I can see how I can put you in touch with the Vietnamese German Chamber of Commerce, who is probably better able to advise you on. Here, in terms of the Industry 4.0 conference stage, you can see it also means in terms of secure supply of renewable energies to green hydrogen, grid control and monitoring, etc., etc. The visitor target groups here is to make sure that the plant management achieves its highest sustainable possible efficiency, as well as no leakage of energy, so that it be refed into the grid. In this case, they are targeting all these particular groups of visitors because it's very important to see how this can be in charge of the manufacturing sector. So the digital features in detail, specifically for those who would like to ensure you have everything in place upon receiving the confirmation that you have become a co-exhibitor, You must validate the email, otherwise you won't be able to get access to any one of these. Includes your exhibitor profile, so you can upload your contact details to your company logo, your products and solutions, profiles, fact sheets, target industries, your corporate video, your worldwide locations, and it can be found in 2 languages as well, English and German. Unfortunately, we cannot accommodate more than that because otherwise there will be quite a bit of translation to do on the website. All right. Now you can also notice in the same process your contact persons with dialogue languages, which means those who might not be traveling to Germany for Hannover Messe can also have an option to interact online during Hannover Messe for it to take place. Okay, so your product presentation, as discussed here or shown, includes a text of up to 2,000 characters. This includes spacing and punctuation, as well as images up to 7, okay? An assignment of up to 4 product groups, your product video, your contact persons with dialogue and appointment options, and your language versions are only English and German. All right, so the English and German will appear almost instantaneously, once you click whether it's English or German. This is where the exhibitor media library, this is publishing videos of the company or products, and it flags the videos to be placed prominently in the media library. Now, one might ask, okay, how many can we host? Because, Hannover Messe is quite large in terms of an exhibition. However, that being said, we have a separate server that only houses all these videos. So we are quite proud to say that we have not had a hitch yet so far for any delays on the website when people are watching anything to begin with in terms of videos, as well as any of the live streaming that takes place. Your experts in dialogue. This is where it's going to be interesting for your company, in which you have 2 ways in being interactive with your potential clients. First, you are going to be doing a hybrid participation. So you can, and not totally in terms of digital only participation, because you would be able to do this both online and offline. You will get an exhibitor pass. For any company who is exhibiting under VNASA, which is a co-exhibitor, you do not get 3 additional exhibitor passes as a normal exhibitor, but you will get 2 because you're a co-exhibitor. Anything in addition, you will have to speak to VNASA in order for them to order for you, and you will be charged accordingly. You will get 3 exhibitor passes in the digital package so that you're able to go online and actually interact with some of your potential customers before they go over to Hannover Messe or even during Hannover Messe. As you can see there, also booking of additional exhibitor passes can be bought at 39 euros per pass. This is only applicable or available once you have been officially registered with Hannover Messe. There are networking services, as I mentioned earlier. Here, you are able to register at the Hannover Messe website, activate the networking service, complete your public profile with a photo, interest, and contact goals, and then communicate their appointment availability to you and make appointments on-site at your stand or digitally via video call. So in this case, you're able to meet people either in person or digitally. So it does not matter how your participation is going to be like, but we expect more traction on a physical basis. Okay. Here are some of the video, or rather pictures, that we have had accumulated over the years. I ignore some of the stuff here in terms of headlines. These are pictures that we have had from last year. This as well, and here as well, some of the things that you'll be able to see when you are there. Okay, supplementary services. This is where we are talking about earlier. You have exhibitor channels and exhibitor live stream. So anything at the bottom from tech transfer, industry 4.0 and energy 4.0, everyone can view it live stream, but you must log in to the Hannover Messe website in order to gain access. You must have a Hannover Messe either as a visitor or as an exhibitor profile, or rather registered login, in order for you to access these videos. It is not free to be accessed just like that without you formally registering with Hannover Messe via their website. Here at the exhibitor channels, you'll be able to see Energy 4.0, Industry 4.0, and Tech Transfer. Should you have any live stream slots that you would like to book, these are available, but at a cost, okay? And prices for group exhibit organizers are on request, so you need to be able to find out. So if you do want to do something and you would like to ask Vinasa to see how they can host it for you, then come back to us and then we will see how we can arrange this for you. The same thing with the conference stages. Nothing comes for free, but you may never know. If you have a white paper that you feel it is worthwhile presenting, please submit your forms as soon as possible because the conference stages are almost fully booked and we do have some slots available on the last 2 days, but the first 3 days are completely booked already. Okay. So the call for papers are here, but of course, the cheapest being 2,500 and it goes up to 14,500 and then platinum, of course, is there. Okay. Additional qualified leads. For any one of you, okay, you can book any number of identified leads via the exhibitor shop. This you can see from the prices there. Per access looked up lead, you can get up per for what you call it, each successful lead is 40 euros. Now remember that we have a strong GDPR regulation, which means the General Data Protection Regulation, in which not all visitors will share their contacts with you. And it is not accessible unless they choose to do so. So this is very highly considered in the anything to do in the EU. So no one will sell you a visitor, what do you call it, list, because it is not verified by us. And should you have done so, please, I hope you have not. Okay, and if you have any questions, please feel free to message me so that at least I tell you yes or no whether it is something that comes from us or not. Okay, these leads are available for retrieval in the exhibitor shop until 8 weeks after the end of the event. So which means if you have actually gotten leads via the website and you wish to purchase them, then you can always do this, but only up to 8 weeks after the end of the event. Here, online advertising. Now, this doesn't hurt. If you have some budget for advertising, it would be good for you to do so. There's, of course, you know, you're not the only one who will be at the exhibition. As you can see from the previous slide, that we at least have 20 to 27 halls that will be fully occupied. And in that sense, we would want to make sure that you also stand out. So making sure that you have some kind of budget to do online advertising will be beneficial. And here you can see to push for your branding strategy from super banners to lanyards to stage branding. But of course, it depends on what is now available. So if you have the cash, why not splurge a little bit? But if you don't, then maybe super banners would actually help you. We also have online press info trays. We actually have a physical press center, but this is something for the press that would like to access your press releases should you have an online press info tray. The flat rate is 289 euros for the entire duration of Hannover Messe, which is actually very, very beneficial. So you can actually have what you call it, multiple files, so long as the publication includes text, up to 3 images, and up to 3 downloadable PDF files. All right. So if you have anything that is willing to, that you want to share, that is a possibility. And also for the press to be able to access your latest products and services. Okay, visitor onboarding. Now, a lot of you might have already some kind of visitor targets and you want to onboard them, all right, for instance, for networking or for anything of that sort. So here you have onboarding and assistance with networking registration, internet-based matching of visitors with appropriate exhibitors, and increased lead quality for exhibitors through more visitor data. So the visitor experience now will be largely extensive, in which a lot of you would be able to see or click even what kind of products and what kind of information you are looking for from your visitor. The visitor will also do the same, and then they will do almost like a business matchmaking kind of situation, for which after that they will match you together with the visitor, or the visitor will match together with the exhibitor. Once that happens, you can choose to have a networking session online or agree to a timing to come to your booth at the exhibition. Here, personal dashboard. Your dashboard upon successful registration as a co-exhibitor would mean improved orientation for visitors, more efficient organization of the visit, and increased visibility of exhibitors and debut products at the fair. So make sure you make full use of the website. Why? The website has got a lot of information that will be made available to you once you have been successfully registered as a co-exhibitor, inclusive of everything else that I've already spoken of earlier, including expansion of your exhibitor profile, your networking, your B2B events, and stuff like that. There is a chat function without a doubt. Okay, this is under the networking section, as you can see from the picture. It's quick and easy. It is a large number of leads for exhibitors and more efficient organization for exhibitors and attendees. So which means, let's say you are already online and you would like to see a visitor is online and would also like to chat to you before they come over to your booth, should they be visiting Hannover Messe, you can have that. And then you can even exchange business cards via the app or desktop browser. So you can download the app onto your phone or onto your desktop browser. So this is us. Want to learn more? Of course, you can come back to us. And then I am going to take you to a different website altogether. How many of you have not booked your accommodation yet? Or do not know that how you can book your accommodation?
We haven't booked accommodation because we're still in the process of applying for the visa to travel to Germany.
All right. And you have already submitted all your information to my office via Vinasa, right?
Yep.
Okay,
already.
So yes, my girl has all the details, and then once she has produced the letters, she will send it over to you. My one question for the visa processing, do you require a physical letter that comes from us, or is a soft copy sufficient enough? Because sometimes they ask us for physical letters, and sometimes they ask us for a digital, which is sufficient enough.
I'm not sure, but I think they do require us to provide a physical letter. So yeah, probably it'd be better if we can have both. And also they ask us to provide like some general information about the event in the form of a brochure or something like that. So it'd be great if we can have like the slide that you showed us before, then we can print it out and submit together with the other papers for the visa application.
Okay, so this is something that was asked by Thomas with regards to the application of your visas, and you would like to have a copy of the exhibitor passes. Now, this can only take place once all of your details have been already submitted into the website and you have been officially registered as co-exhibitors. This will happen once Thomas has done everything that has been requested for in terms of co-exhibitor registration. When that takes place, you will be sent individually to an email to validate your email address so that you can also get your dashboard information, your login details, etc., etc. When that happens, you're able to do everything that you need. You will also be automatically sent your co-exhibitor forms, your exhibitor passes, if I'm not mistaken. Everything now is digital. We do not send you physical tickets anymore. Okay, so when it comes to anything to do with exhibitor passes, they will definitely be able to send it to you digitally. Okay, so that means PDF copies of your exhibitor passes will be sent to you upon validation of your participation when Vinasa has successfully registered you as a co-exhibitor. Okay. All the other information that goes behind it after that is yours to complete. So Vinasa won't be able to do that for you. You individually as a company must be able to know what are you bringing, what you intend to do, How do you intend to present yourself when you are there? Stand construction, etc., will be handled by Vinasa, for which I am also assisting in trying to get as much design proposals as possible. That being said, Thomas, I just received the updated costing, so I will send it to you later. Okay, so this is the speaking opportunities, but this is not what I wanted to show you. This is where I wanted to show you. And this one, okay, so there are travel services, how to get here, etc. is all this basically for you to look at. But they also have travel specials, special Lufthansa Group Airlines fares, event code. This makes it somewhat cheaper in some ways, but this is more within the European region. And then every day to Hannover Messe with a GVH Messe card. This, okay, will help you in allowing yourself to travel for cheaper on the public transportation. Once upon a time, okay, you would have had, let me see, public transport included in the exhibitor passes. This no longer is applicable since the year 2018 because of the significant abuse of customers who do not attend Hannover Messe or any of the shows that have been held in Hannover. So they have decided to split it, but this means that you're able to buy it at a cheaper rate for the entire week, and usually starts one day before and then goes on further into the last day of the exhibition. All right. This means multiple transport timings. Doesn't matter what time you go or in or out. It will be from the beginning, which means as early as 7 a.m. all the way up to the next following day for the next 7 days. Okay. The prices are not displayed just yet, and is only available from the 27th of March, 2023. So once, take note of this. This is on the website, hannovermesse.de for visitors travel index-2. Okay. And you'll be able to purchase it via the GVH website in order for you to get traveling gone. And if you're doing a Deutsche Bahn event ticket already from 51.90, you will be able to travel, relax sustainably, and your event ticket at fixed price nationwide from any station. This will allow you to travel into Hannover Messe or Hannover without having any problems. Okay. Now, these are all the other information. Entry or trade for participants from abroad is generally possible. You just need to make sure that you are within the Schengen visa states. Like Vietnam requires visa. Then, those who have not given us your visa information, then do let us know as soon as possible so that we can issue those letters. I have reminded Penny, my manager, so that she will be able to issue you those visas as well. Okay, there are, of course, VIP services at Hannover Messe. There's a security bag checks at all entrances, charging stations for electrical vehicles, should you be doing so. Okay, now, if you have further information, you can always click on visitor service or traveler service, accommodation and service. Now, accommodation and service here is a very important element. If, let's say, you are looking to, let's say, accommodation and stay. Okay. If, let's say, you are hoping to stay in a hotel, but you don't want to pay because it is, at the end of the day, quite expensive, come to this particular website. Okay, this page will allow you to show you selected hotel programs. So certain hotels would have a better rate should you book via the website, rather than you going straight to the website of the hotel. Like, let's say if you're going to stay at the Marriott, then you would actually experience a more expensive rate. Okay, and you can even do an exhibitor group registration via HMTG. So in this case, for Vinasa and its co-exhibitors, you can even do this exhibitor group reservation via HMTG. You can even do an individual reservation via Hannover Messe Travel Guide, and then also direct reservations in selected hotels. So here, the minute you click on it, you'll be able to see in terms of what can be done and what cannot be done. All right. Now, there are different categories. One, of course, is hotel, as you can see, but the alternatives to hotel accommodation is inclusive of private rooms and apartments. Now, these private rooms and apartments is something which is very, very, very standard in Hannover. including anywhere around Germany, because staying in a hotel can be very expensive during a trade fair. So you would see a lot of the times, including me, we will stay in private homes or rooms or an entire apartment because it's more A, cost effective, B, still within the city that you are staying in. If you choose to stay in a hotel, you might be ending up staying in a city that's say what they call it, 30 minutes or 1 hour away, which eats into your traveling time when you're trying to get to the Hannover Messe fairground. Okay, if you are a camping, connoisseur and would like to camp instead, by all means, we have reservations for campgrounds. We also have a Messe camp, which is, as per here, our partner Maibol has been running the Hannover Messe camp on the official caravan site since 2018. So let's say if you don't want to be staying in anything that's too big, you can always stay over here and park your car right next door for a fee, and lodge stay comes from 89 euros per night. Okay, so there are and has been quite a number of dubious room agencies, and you can see here a few of them are here. So please do not subscribe to any one of this, just in case you might be duped into paying more than usual. You can also download more information here, criteria, selected hotel programs, and the Hannover Guide, and further information can also be found here. If let's say you want to be grouped together, then make sure that you stick to Vinasa and see how that can take place. All right. Any other questions?
Hi, right. So I think I'd like to ask that since, okay, let's say in the case that we have officially registered as the co-exhibitor under Vinasa, then could you help me to tell like what are the free tools available for exhibitors to use? Co-exhibitors.
Everything that you've seen so far that I've presented, they are all free.
Right.
Only certain ones that has a price, you will then have to make sure that you make the decision whether you want to or you don't want to. Okay, so the exhibitor profile is free because you already Vinasa is already paying that for you. Okay, your exhibitor logo is also free because Vinasa is also picking up that tab. Unless of course they are transferring certain costs over to you, then you need to ensure that you have all your ducks in a row. The other one that is completely free, I will find it for you, is passes to the exhibition with your, let me see, so this is apologies.
Right. So if I might ask, the things like the chat function or like the personal dashboard, are those free?
Free, yes.
Lovely, thank you. Okay,
you're welcome.
So right. Okay, so what about the preparation for participation or pre-show marketing? Do you have any advices on that? I think for that, I would rather ask as advice.
Okay. One moment while I get to the website. Okay. Pre-show marketing in this case is entirely up to the company themselves as to what you would like to do. If you know of companies already that you would like to invite, okay, there is this thing called e-tickets, complimentary tickets, which you can send to your exhibitors completely free. Okay. Usually, to enter the fairground or at Hannover Messe, there is a price to pay, an average about 70 odd euros per ticket. Okay, this is completely free on the behest that you are a registered exhibitor and you are able to send this out to your visitors or your potential clients to come and visit you at the exhibition. Okay, this is redeemable via a special link, so you need to order as per when you're a co-exhibitor, get the numbers, etc., etc. You can claim up to 10,000 tickets, but I doubt that you will be able to give out 10,000 tickets anyways. Now, going back to your question about pre-show marketing. This goes to even like when you want to send out an EDM, electronic direct mailing, to your potential pool of customers, saying that you are interested to invite them to come and saying what you are bringing. Also say click on registration button in order for you to then give them this free e-ticket for them to also redeem and be used at the counter. right? So anyone who goes to Hannover Messe needs to go through a turnstile process in order to gain access into the fairground. It's not like when you come and then you just enter as freely as possible. It doesn't work that way. You have to go to a turnstile. You have to scan the QR code that comes onto the e-ticket that has been successfully redeemed, and then only can they enter. Okay, that's one. Two, if you have social media, and you have already been given your stand number by Vinasa, it will be one generic stand number anyways, and Vinasa would be able to share with you your stand number already. Okay, you can choose to spread it across your social media platforms. That means if you have Facebook, you have LinkedIn, you have Twitter, you have Instagram, you have Zing, you have any one of the other professional social media websites, go and do those platforms, because a lot of them now actually do refer to this. And especially if you have TikTok, why not include a TikTok video as well if you have that account? Okay, now, not to say that it is a prerequisite that you do so, but I do think it is increasingly beneficial, because a lot of the younger generation who are looking to pursue certain things within this industry will always refer to these social media platforms. All right, I hope that answers your question.
Right, that's lovely. Regarding the material that we must prepare in advance come to the event, let's say things like banners and standee, are there any kind of like standard format to that, and like is limit to how much we can bring?
No, you can bring as many as you want, so long as you do not obstruct any of the other co-exhibitors that are next to you. So that means you need to have a common understanding, because the booth is big. But if there are like 16 co-exhibitors under the Vinasa stand and there's only so much space per company, so then you must be able to strategically place your pop-up standees, your posters, etc., etc. Please do not overbring any of your brochures, because we've seen companies who bring 5,000, hoping that they will get 5,000, but you don't get 5,000 people coming to your booth, and then you waste bringing that kind of space. So I would say bring manageable numbers. 500 is enough. Be picky with who you give it out to, but bring as many business cards as you would like. And also subscribe to the lead generation portal here. But the only difference is with the lead generation portal, it is depending on how much you would end up giving out. Okay, and every Tom, Dick, and Harry will come and speak to you if you don't have a specific agenda, and then you'll be ending up in a position of people calling you to buy their information or of actually selling your products. Okay, now here there's a download center in which you can also use, so that you know how much you can do. Okay, and this is mainly for Vinasa, but also at the same time what you can and cannot bring, and etc., etc.
Right. Okay, thank you very much. That most definitely answered my questions.
Any other questions?
Okay, just say something to the companies. But within this meeting, Ms. Lin will just talk about some regulation from the organizing committee and also from the exhibition, but the regulation and some of the things for preparation for our booth. The Vietnam Pavilion Vinasa will have another meeting with the companies who join in the pavilion, and we will discuss and we'll help you to prepare all the best for the pavilion for the booth. So don't don't be worried about that. Just say something for the companies, and then I also have some questions for you, Lin. Firstly, if the companies, the co-exhibitors of Vietnam Pavilion, who have their customers outside the exhibition, maybe they have some like partners and companies outside, and they want to invite them to as the visitors to come to the exhibition. So any fee for the visitors, and do they have to register before they come to the exhibition? And that is the first question. And the second is that, is there any fee to join in the seminar, in the topics that you mentioned, several topics for the exhibition and visitors? And the last one, you mentioned earlier the partner country, and I would like to know for more detail about that. What benefits for the partner country, which different from other countries, and is there any like a benefit for the exhibitors and co-exhibitors of each country, of that country, when they are the partner country for each year? And how many partner countries in a year? And do we have any commitment for that to be a partner country?
Okay, I'm going to answer the easiest one first. The first one is your visitor registration. Yes, you can invite any of them. Okay, now I'm going to go back to this complimentary tickets, which is applicable to any of your visitors. It does not matter who you intend to invite, so long as you give them this particular ticket. Okay, once you have applied for 500 pieces, for instance, you can give them a ticket code. And once they have already downloaded it, they must bring it with them to go through the third step. This is completely free, but they must pre-register. They cannot come and hope to God that they can enter for free on the day itself. That doesn't work that way. However, if you have given them a ticket code on the day itself that they actually download it and successfully register and receive their PDF, form, then you can actually access it by scanning the QR code again against the turnstiles, and then you'll be able to enter. Now, please be informed, it is actually the full duration, all 5 days. So that means you need to send one. You don't have to send 5 in order for them to download for every day. Full event ticket means the complete duration of the exhibition. Okay, so in order for you to get there, you must be able to register first as a co-exhibitor under VNASA, and then it will go on to the next steps. All right, for the next question, what was that again?
That is the fee for the topics, the seminar.
Okay, no, there are no costs involved in order for you to attend the seminar. Okay, everything is free. But you must make sure that you know which one you're going to, because there's certain ones that are only in German and no simultaneous translation. There will be some that are in English with simultaneous translation, and some in German that would have with simultaneous translation. There are also certain segments, if I'm not mistaken, that the Japanese will also do, and that is always in Japanese and may not be open necessarily to everyone. So you must keep abreast. I will show you that particular link. Okay. Under side events for the conference. Okay. I'm going to show you. Okay, so you can see here, under downloads, event program, Hannover Messe, 3rd issue. So the entire event program, regardless of who has what and what is being held and where, everything will be listed in this particular PDF. This is a 3rd issue. There will be a 4th, all right? And that is when everybody else has submitted their information. This particular segment called side events, as you can see here, okay, you will see that there's also the Hannover Messe press preview that just is going to take place soon. Then there's the opening ceremony, which everyone can attend, but you must make sure you RSVP. You cannot turn up on that day on the opening ceremony and hope to God that you can enter. So you must RSVP in order to get your tickets. Your conference stages are available for any one of you to get into, so long as you know which ones are relevant to you, because there are many, many topics to begin with. Speaking opportunities is not the one that's available all the time in terms of free, but if you want to pay a price, then that's possible. Women Power, which is usually on the last day of the exhibition, you will be able to see things that are looking at female leadership in the STEM sector, all right? And here is also free, so that at least you don't have to worry about whether or not you don't have a place to go to. And awards and presentations, this take place during the whole week, so you just need to keep abreast as to when this is being presented. All right, so event program, Hannover Messe, third issue is very important. When the fourth is out, then you can also do a comparison should you choose to download this one already. However, keep in mind that things do change, so make sure that you have the latest event program in question. Now, to do with partner country, there is always a commitment fee. It's never free, okay? And it's only one partner country every year. They do not do multiple partner countries. So if this year is Indonesia, they will only concentrate on Indonesia, and it actually starts from the year before. All right, so the year before we had Sweden as partner country. No, it was Portugal as partner country. Now, what happened was that the year president to Portugal being partner country, they will always have an entire year leading up to the actual dates of Hannover Messe, where they will fully promote Portugal as a partner country. The same as Indonesia, where they will have a special focus on Indonesia as a partner country for Hannover Messe, representing its industries, its political agencies, its investment arms, its environmental landscape, as well as business landscape, okay? Even tourism is encouraged because they need to know what else can you do when you go over to Indonesia. This will be the focal highlight of 5 days at Hannover Messe, but that does not mean that only Indonesia will get the entire focal point. They are partner country. A lot more activities will be held with Indonesia, and that's why President Jokowi is also going to be at Hannover Messe to attend the opening ceremony, as well as the first day together with Chancellor Olaf Scholz, and they will have a personalized guided tour. They won't go to every exhibitor because there's too many. All right. At this point in time, from what I remember, there's at least 3,000 exhibitors registered already. So that's a lot of exhibitors. And they will not go to every single one because they will eat too much into their time. They will have a hand-picked guided tour so that everyone has a fair share in terms of where they go and see. Okay. So it's definite that Olaf Scholz will definitely visit the partner country of Indonesia, where President Jokowi will also be there in particular. All right. Now, to qualify as a partner country, should Vietnam choose to do so, all right, then we need to do a consultation already, in which we can then say, maybe we will discuss a participation in the years 2026 onwards, because 2024 and 2025 has already been predetermined and has already been informed. 2024, so far, I do not know, but 2025, yes, for sure, okay? So now we're waiting for anything to do with 26, 27, 28 onwards. So for 2025, it is Canada. So they would very likely consider the option of a partner country to come back to the Asian countries, so that there is some kind of equal representation, rather than just concentrating on countries that are already fully, what do you call it? First world countries, as I would call it, right? So instead of, fully manufacturing, fully everything, then like the US and all that, we will also have that option, like Indonesia and also Singapore, to see whether or not they would like to become partner country. But this needs to start early, and your commitment levels can be as low as 1.5 million euros, or as high, like India, at 9 million euros. So it entirely depends on what the capacity of the government of Vietnam would like to do. These discussions can be held together with the associations. However, that being said, it cannot be just from the association level. It must include government officials. So let's say if this year there will be some government officials from Vietnam coming, we would be happy to host them. We can provide them also some complimentary entrance passes and give them firsthand knowledge as to what is happening. We also have, some dedicated guided tours for the visitors who do go, okay? And if, let's say, your group of visitors, exhibitors here would like to actually attend a guided tour and you have more than one person on your booth, I can probably arrange something to see what you can do also by going on that guided tour. There's only 2 options for the guided tour, but at least what you call it, you can know which what you can and cannot do when you are at the exhibition. All right. An Tran has said, I want to know in which hall Vietnamese stand is. Thank you in advance. It's in hall 16, as mentioned earlier. Thomas will be able to share with you also the location. The stand construction should come out soon in terms of design, as well as the costing, because they've adjusted it. Initially costed in also your stand, your square meters, as well as co-exhibitor fees, etc., etc. So I've asked them to reduce that. I just need to know how much it will cost you and how it might look like. Okay. Once that has already been finalized, I will send it over to you, and hopefully we will be able to just say this is the way to go, and then we'll just go from there. Okay.
So, Lynn, can you share me the material for the partner country for us to may understanding for?
Yes, sure, no problem. I can send you the brochure for partner country.
26. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
And also the
No
presentation today.
Yes.
Your presentation plan today.
You would like to have that as well? Okay, no problem.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you. So, any questions from the companies?
I have a question before I need to leave this meeting for another meeting. I'm from team and we are considering to bring some devices of IoT and embedded system for them demo. So I wonder if there's any policy that we should be aware to avoid violation in immigration check. I mean, any restriction?
There are no restrictions so long as you have a pro forma invoice and confirmation of your participation at Hannover Messe. So this all boils down again to Vinasa, where they have to make sure that they have registered you as a co-exhibitor. Once you have that and you have validated your email that you have received from the fairground to say that you are a co-exhibitor, then anything from there you are able to validate. You can have the pro forma invoice is listed with all the information that you have, including your IoT devices, your sensors, etc., etc. It does not matter what product, you must itemize it. Are you going to hand carry your product?
Yeah, hand carry, yeah.
Okay, so make sure you have a pro forma invoice with you, not in your luggage, but as your handheld. Okay, because even though you may have checked it in, but you will definitely need to show documentation. All right, and when we do ask what exactly these products are for, then you say it's for Hannover Messe, this is my proof for participation, these are my exhibitor passes, so you don't have to worry about that. And your value, please do not pull in full, because if you do, then they will tax you. However, you put it as a minimal sum of 20 euros, 30 euros, okay? And then you put there a disclosure. I will include this in the presentation as well, okay? So that you don't have to worry too much. The disclosure should be products are only used for display and demos at Hannover Messe. Vinasa stand, company name, stand number, contact number. All right, your value is as such. It is only for the duration of between 17th to the 21st of April and will only be for display. And you will take it back with you to go home. Unless, of course, the products are dummies. So there is no necessity for it to be brought back and you're going to throw it away, because dummies don't necessarily work. So then you're able to discard it if should you wish to. However, if you are making sure that these are workable parts and they can actually read this off, then you must make sure you have all your documentation in tow.
Okay, got it. Very clear.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
I need to leave now.
All right, thank you for coming.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Các anh chị có thêm câu hỏi nào đặt cho chị Linh không ạ?
Em còn một câu hỏi nữa ạ.
Vâng, xin mời chị Mia.
Vâng. Hi, Lynn. I just have one last question regarding all of the resources that you mentioned, as per say like the lead portal and the other things such as company, like our company profile and our exhibitor media library, and things that we have to prepare our own material to submit to Vinasa. Then I remember you mentioned that all of the booking is almost full. Then do you have like a deadline or like a timeline for like when can we finally, like when is the latest that we can submit our material for it to be presented with those materials?
Okay, so the deadline for speaking opportunities has ended, but for everything else, do your exhibitor profile, your media library, you still have up until the last week of April, last week of the week before Hannover Messe starts. Now, I cannot guarantee you how fast they will upload, because given the fact that we have 3,000 exhibitors, so there will be high traffic. So give it at least 24 hours before the videos will actually appear. Now, your exhibitor profiles, etc., you do not submit to VNASA. What VNASA will do is to register you. You will then receive a confirmation from Hannover Messe, which you then need to validate your email to say that you are the person who will be in charge of your participation. Once that happens, you will receive your login details. You can change your password should you choose to, or should you want to keep it the same, it's up to you. Okay. Once you do that, then you will have access to the My Dashboard. And My Dashboard will then allow you to complete everything that you need to complete, from your exhibitor profile, your company logo, your company description, etc. So everything that was presented earlier, you will be able to do so once VNASA has formally admitted you as a co-exhibitor under the VNASA books.
Right, that definitely answered my question. Thank you, Lynn, for everything that you shared today.
Lynn, there's one thing that you mentioned on the email last time about the is there any material to smoothen the travel to Europe, kind of
material meaning?
Yeah, you mean let's say documentation to smoothen the journey when traveling to Germany?
Well, your visa is going to smoothen your journey entirely because you already have a visa, so you don't have to worry too much. Your confirmation of participation will also allow you to do so. We don't necessarily issue you confirmation in terms of, okay, we validate this company is a exhibitor at Hannover Messe, but the confirmation of participation is sufficient enough for them to gain access into Germany already upon successful application and approval of your visa into Germany.
Thank you. Is there any other questions from the our delegation today? Có anh chị nào có thêm câu hỏi gì cho chị Linh không ạ? Okay, then I think it's all good, Lynn.
Okay.
Yeah. So should you have any questions for Lynn or for the organizer, just send me the questions, right? And I will try to reach out to Lynn and answer the questions. Okay. Vâng, như vậy thì nếu mà không có anh chị nào có thêm câu hỏi gì thì rất là cảm ơn các anh chị ngày hôm nay đã tham gia buổi họp. Như chị Thảo thì có nói thì VNASA sẽ tổ chức thêm một cuộc họp nữa để có thể trao đổi với anh chị về các cái cách thức để làm sao chúng ta tổ chức những cái công tác từ nội dung cho đến logistics, như là tổ chức về cái lịch trình chúng ta sẽ đi như thế nào, rồi cần phải chuẩn bị những thứ gì, thì VNASA sẽ có một cái buổi họp sau đó để chia sẻ với anh chị sau ạ. Thì chị Thảo có thêm ý kiến gì cho cuộc họp không ạ?
Vâng, thì tất cả những cái thông tin từ phía ban tổ chức thì hôm nay là nếu mà có thêm cái thắc mắc gì thì các anh chị cứ đặt câu hỏi. Thế còn cái hôm tới thì chắc là trong vòng khoảng 1 tuần đến 2 tuần nữa thôi thì là VNASA sẽ tổ chức một cái buổi họp riêng, thì cái lúc đấy nó sẽ gần sát đến cái ngày sự kiện hơn, thì chúng ta sẽ có rất là nhiều các cái công tác liên quan đến hậu cần về rồi về việc đi lại di chuyển, thì lúc đấy thì chúng ta cũng sẽ cùng thảo luận thêm, cũng như là các cái công tác mà liên quan đến việc trang trí gian hàng, rồi tham gia hội thảo, tham gia các cái hoạt động trong cái sự kiện đấy làm sao để cho hiệu quả nhất. Từ cả những cái gọi là từ kinh nghiệm từ phía VNASA đã tổ chức rất là nhiều đoàn công tác xúc tiến thương mại thị trường nước ngoài rồi, thì cũng cảm ơn các anh chị hôm nay đã tham gia cái buổi họp này. Thì hy vọng là có cái buổi tới thì cũng sẽ đón tiếp đông đủ các doanh nghiệp tham gia trong cái chương trình này. Một lần nữa cảm ơn các anh chị. Thank you, Lynn, for coming here today and sharing your information about the exhibition.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you very much. Oh, Lynn is out of the meeting. Oh, no, she's here. Thank you, Lynn. You have anything to say to our company?
I think I missed the last part. I'm not too sure because suddenly I decided to my computer decided to keep me out of the Zoom.
No problem. We just want to say thank you again for the very informative presentation today, and for answering our questions today. And I think it's fine now. We can send you the question once we have some.
Okay.
Really expect your support in the future.
Not a problem. So let me know if your co-exhibitors, one representative each, would like to go on a guided tour. I will let you know what is available of the two guided tours that are made available for delegations to go and actually familiarize themselves with the exhibition, so that at least I can arrange that for you. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
Have a good day, you too.